The Vedic teaching methodology is called binary method. There is a method in which the Vedas is teaching. The teaching methodology is called binary method. Binary method is what we call it in English. Upanishad itself called it as Vevidye Veditavye. What is this binary method? The binary method is you initiate a person into something, train the person, make the person committed to that, develop Shraddha in that, committed to that, make him do all that, and also tell him this is not it. So, binary method means you should get a person into it and you should get a person out of it. This is the classic Vedic teaching method. Based on this method, the entire lifestyle of human being is evolved. Brahmacharya ashrama you get in, you get out. Grihastha ashrama you get in, you get out. Vanaprastha ashrama you get in, you get out. So, all teaching is the binary method. Binary method implies that which is praised, that which is taught, praised, and then dismissed. Very unique to Vedas, this teaching methodology. No other scripture will have this kind of a teaching methodology evolved like this. Therefore, we call it as binary teaching. It's a binary method. Paravidya and Aparavidya. And then we saw what is Paravidya and what is Aparavidya. Now, in the context of section 2, chapter 1, section 2, Aparavidya is the Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means Karma Bhakti. It is, so we don't have to keep repeating it all the time. Whenever we say Karma Yoga, what is implied in that is Bhakti. In the language of Upanishad, it's called Upasana. So, Karmopasana is Paravidya. Paravidya is the knowledge of Brahman. And then the knowledge of Brahman in the form of words, which is Upanishad, is also Aparavidya. And then you knowing it is Paravidya. So this is the binary. This methodology we should remember. If you don't remember this teaching methodology, if you don't understand this teaching methodology, we always think, why are they contradicting each other? Why can't they be clear from the beginning? If you don't understand this teaching methodology, that's where a lot of people find lot of contradictions in the scriptures. So, at one point it is saying one thing, at another point it is ridiculing the same thing. Are we to do it or are we not to do it? Yes, you must do it, and also you must do it, and also you must transcend it. For everything is a stepping stone, not an end in itself. So, anything you take, if you have it as an end in itself only, you will be motivated. Money is a stepping stone. If you understand, you will not be that motivated in wealth. Supposing we say wealth is the end, I want wealth, you will be extremely motivated. Therefore, always what happens is we have something as an end, and the end is that which motivates us. Here, what's happening is the means is not the end. At one stage it is an end, at another stage you need to let go of. So the binary teaching method. Arjuna forgot this binary method in Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, in third chapter he is asking, tell me in one word. Ekam vada nishchitya ena shreyoham apnaya. I want Shreyas. And that Shreyas tell me in one word. And what is that one word? Yes or no. What is that one word? Yes or no. questions will half between us. What is the solution? Yes or no? It is always yes and no. That is difficult to complete. Yes or no? Should I do karma or should I do jnana? Yes or no? No, you should do karma for a temporary period of time. Jnanam, then, okay, why can't I go to jnanam then? Then you come to jnanam without preparation. You can come, but you will not understand. You will not understand anything. When you say we will not understand anything, remember, Vedanta is not a subject of study. Vedanta is the subject about yourself. Vedanta is about yourself. To look into yourself requires a preparation. That's the tragedy of human being. To look externally, we don't need preparation. It naturally goes. That's why it is called extrovert. To look externally is natural. No training is required. To look inward, training is required. That training is called Vedanta. In Vedanta, we say Vedanta is not a subject talking about anything else. Vedanta is the subject that talks about you are the subject. You are the subject matter of discussion. In Vedanta, who's discussed? You say, I am discussed. If I say you are discussed, what should you say, Sakshi? You say, I am discussed. So, who is the subject? In Vedanta, who is the subject? I am the subject. In order to make this, a method of teaching is required. That teaching methodology is called binary method, Aravidya and Aparavidya. In that, what is important at one stage? Aparavidya is very important at one stage. Therefore, what we did in section 2 yesterday, we saw the Aparavidya was glorified. Even though the Aparavidya was glorified and all that, for one section, we come to one section. We will end up doing 6 sections. Therefore, what we did, we just brushed through the Aparavidya portions. Just to give you a taste of what it is, of what these portions are. Just because we brushed through doesn't mean they are not of any importance. It is of importance, but it takes. So, if anybody says, no sir, we will come for 6 sections. Don't raise your hand, Maka. I'm not doing this thing if you raise it. Just to give you the sample. In mantra 3, we spoke about the 7 flames. Isn't it? Kali, Karali, Jama. Mantra 4. Mantra 4, we spoke about the 7 flames. It's poetry, observation, clarity, these portions of if Aparavidya portion is beautiful, Aparavidya portion is equally that beautiful. Kali. Kali means black. Actually, what it means is, it's not the literal black. I have done yajna quite a lot of times to understand all these colors. I have done the colors itself. So Kali means the blue flame in the midst of smoke. Because it is blue in the midst of smoke, it appears to be black. Actually, it's not black because there cannot be a black. So what it means is when the twigs have some moisture in them, some moisture is there, some dry part is there. When both combines, it produces what is it? The blue flame. Karali, fierce, terrible. Why it is terrible? Sometimes the fire shoots out so suddenly that those who go the opposite will withdraw their hand. That fire is called Karan, fierce, terrible. Third one is mind swift. What is mind swift now? Just giving you some, I'm not taking, even though I'm so tempted to go back and start from that. There's a Paurnamasa. But then they are not. Just give the sample so that you can find out by yourself how beautiful is this. Manojava, like mind swift. What is mind swift? Sometimes the flame appears and disappears like the thought wave. That's why it's called mind swift. Mind swift means the thought appears all of a sudden and just disappears. That is the Manojava. Surohita. Surohita means thick and red. Sometimes the density of the flame is thick and it is red in color. That is called Surohita. Technically, when carbon content is high, it will be like this. Technically speaking. But these are not showing up. Dhumravarna. Dhumravarna is the smoke color. Smoke color, we saw that already. The smoke color is the Spulingini. Spulingini is the sparkling one. The sparkling one where it just small sparks shoot forth. The Spulingini is what later on the Upanishad uses the example of Spulingini. The jivas comes out and goes back like the sparks from the fire. It is going to give the same example of birth and death. The example of birth and death, and that the coming out and going back comes from this Spulingini, the sparkling one, which is like that Diwali sparklers coming out of mother. Just keep, you can hold it, nothing. You can't even touch it. That kind of fire also is. This happens when there are very many tiny dry leaves. Therefore, what the priest will do, he'll just quickly put everything, he'll just collect everything. So, therefore, it doesn't really affect. Vishwaruchi. Vishwaruchi means bright or shiny. And the Vishwaruchi is what the aim of the yajna is. Because in Vishwaruchi, all that is given in the yajna is consumed. So we want Agni to consume everything. And these are called 7 moving tongues. Why these moving tongues? Because tongues is what? It just takes in everything and completely swallows it, leaving no trace behind. And when there is no trace left behind, the Yajaman, the performer of the yajna, feels gratified. Because Agni has taken, all the offering has been taken by Agni. When all the offering has been taken by Agni, what does it mean? Adrishta. What is the Adrishta? It will go to the respective recipients at the appropriate time, at the appropriate place. Agni is known as Ragavedas. Even in Kenopanishad we studied that. Agni came and Brahman asked, who are you? The fire god is coming and Brahman is asking, who are you? And what did he say? I am Ragavedas. Ragavedas means all-knowing. The fire god is all-knowing. All-knowing in the sense, you offer it in the fire god will take it. He knows what is the appropriate time to. He knows what is the appropriate time and place that it should be delivered to you. At that time it will be delivered to you. When it gets delivered at the appropriate time and place, where you will not be able to correlate the cause and effect, you will call it as I got peace. Nobody is looking. Agni is giving what you deserve at the appropriate time, appropriate place. Because we are not able to see the correlation, because we are not able to see the cause and effect connection, we call it as therefore Yajamana, the one who is doing the yajna, want to ensure that all that is offered Agni consumes the 7 moving tongues of fire. And then what do we do in Mimamsa Shastra? Each and every fire we take into analysis and study that also. And then we connect it to Karma Yoga. Now in Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna did, he took the summary of it and put it there. Here what we take each and every fire, each and every color we take, and to start with the Mundakopanisad itself will be 1 year. That's why traditionally these two Upanishads we study individually and we just take it. We will not venture into the teaching of it because we have to skip so many portions, and when you skip so many portions, the same Vedas have threatened us. You will have the dosha of not teaching rightly. Whatever is said must be taught rightly. You can't skip because you thought it is. You can't skip because you thought it is irrelevant. If it is there in the book, everything has to be taught. Now what do we do? And then we'll learn. So whole of next week I will do one Prayasita. Because for omitting so many portions. Devi. All this each and every company is equated to Devi gods. Devi means the great one, the shining one. Elayamana is an adjective to the flames. Because the fire appears to be dancing. The fire appears to be dancing, and then when the fire is dancing, it assumes shape. Just as the moving clouds assume shape, the flame also assumes shape. They are so focused in that yajna, they can see all that. It implies what? The commitment and Shraddha. It implies the commitment and Shraddha. Now, we derive the principle of commitment and Shraddha and we leave the yajna ritual behind. And we say, any action done without commitment and Shraddha ఏడు జన్మ పాపం 7 జన్మ sin you will get if you don't do it with Shraddha and commitment. How do you understand this Shraddha? How do you understand this commitment? Shraddha and commitment means you keep aside your ego and do what needs to be done. What needs to be done? If this mantra is being taught, each and every word of the mantra must be taught. I can't decide, so this I will choose. I can't choose. This I will explain, this I will not explain. That freedom, who has? That freedom, Shastra says, only a Brahmanishta has. The Brahmanishta did not even teach. As to the presence itself, teaching happens. But then, for the present, in the presence to learn what in modern day language we call as synchronicity is required. Unless you are able to sing, unless there is a synchronicity, you can never receive. How synchronicity implies you are already well prepared. I'm assuming everybody understands the concept of synchronicity. Everybody understands the concept. Now, for Brahmanishta, even if the Brahmanishta doesn't speak, the presence itself speaks. That's where we find the Adi Guru, the first Guru, Dakshinamurti, sitting in silence. And Dakshinamurti doesn't age at all. They are perpetual teenagers. He's always 14 years old. And then there are Sanat Kumaras, the 4 old men sitting at his feet. That's how they describe. That's how they are described. How they describe is what they paint. Like for example, if you study Rudra, which is a Vedic prayer, after studying Vedic Rudra, and if you have paint Lord Shiva, how will you paint Lord Shiva? Clean shavanala you can't paint. He will be like big mustache. Because that's how he is in. Have you ever seen a very Shiva painted with mustache? Anybody? Right. He didn't know what to do. Sir, idella tweak pollama, he asked me. He kept all that. He told me that idella dispose pannidama. Narayana. Not him. Not this Narayana. So those Narayana. It means the person has, when you read that and then you make a image, then Erayamana means it is the yajna fire doesn't go like the candle. The yajna fire is, in candle, the fire is straight, doesn't dance a lot. In yajna it is dancing as well. Because it is dancing as well, because it has Devi, each one is the Devi. That's why we wait for the fires to shoot up and then offering is given. Lot of effort is required to shoot the fire. It was needed in those days. Nowadays it's a drama. Lot of effort is required to shoot the fire. As soon as the fire shoots up, you know it's going to be there only for a short period of time. Quickly you must off. You lost an opportunity. Again you have to restart the. Therefore, he says these are 7 moving guns of fire that we saw, and then he said, "Welcome, because you have done it rightly. The devas will." They are useless people in Ashram. When you go to heaven doing all this, who will be ushering you? Who will be taking you? The devas. Gods themselves go down to you. And the God themselves will say, "Welcome, welcome." And as you are walking, they keep singing your praises. What is the praises they will sing? What you have gotten here is because of you, because of all the yajna karma that you have done, you have deserved all these, and then we stop. Because that person is where is that person now? In a high. Almost like in a trance now. He's in a high now. Immediately, he says, it is Aparavidya, come to Paravidya. Immediately it says, it is Aparavidya, come to Paravidya. And then the criticism, the Ninda starts. Till now the praise, Stuti, Ninda is the binary method. I started by saying the Vedic teaching is the binary method. Stuti and Ninda. Stuti means praise. Ninda means criticism. Now, the praise part is over. The criticism part starts. Mantra 7. Verily, these are said to be frail crafts in the form of 18-fold sacrifices constituting inferior action. They who claim this as the highest good are fools. They are subject time and again to old age and death. Verily, these are said to be frail crafts in the form of 18-fold sacrifices constituting inferior action. They who claim this as the highest good are fools. They are subject time and again to old age and Ehi, welcome, welcome, all the places. Next mantra, these are all frail crafts and fools. Therefore, what happens is, in the binary method of teaching, most of the people get stuck with one method. Okay. In the binary teaching method, most of the people in understanding get stuck with one method. If you are stuck in the Ninda aspect of the study, you will go on criticizing everything and you will call it as useless. In fact, this is the biggest problem in the modern day Vedanta teaching. In the modern day Vedanta teaching, the biggest problem that is happening is the Ninda aspect of Vedanta. The Ninda aspect has been taken up so much out of proportion that anything and everything that is done will be criticized. How? Anything and everything gets criticized and then you tell the person go back and do. What will be the motivation to do? It means what? Either there is no inner transformation, what is beneficial to become Chitta-Shuddhi is also taken up. That is where in one of the very big chapters in the Dharma Shastra is the sin. I have started a control statement. Okay. The sin and Naraka for teaching Advaita. There is a big portion. Because the Ninda the Ninda aspect of the binary method is easy. Again, the Ninda aspect of the binary method is so easy. The Stuti part of the binary method is also so easy. So people get attracted to one and constantly ridicule and insult the other. Therefore, you find the two groups. One group saying all this is useless, another group saying this alone is enough. We the wise people here are balancing it. Not what we are here. But the binary method is what? The Ninda must be understood in the right context. The Ninda must be understood in the right context. If the Ninda is not understood in the right context, it will be taken out of. And knowledge taken out of context is Visham. A prescription taken out of context is poison. Correct? A prescription is given and the prescription is meaningful as long as the prescription is meaningful only as long as a condition remains. Now when the condition isn't there or different condition is there and you carry the same prescription. This is very important. Otherwise what happens is the Ninda portion will be highlighted so much that the action portion is so neglected. Same methodology in chapter 2, Krishna adopted Ninda and Stuti. That's why Arjuna got so confused. Tell me clearly. What is the ninda now? He is going to point out the inherent weaknesses and limitations of the karma. The Shraddha with which they talk about the importance of karma, with the same equal vigor, they talk about the inherent weaknesses and limitations. In order to expose the inherent weaknesses and limitations, an example is used. What is the example? Frail craft. Why it is frail? Frail. Pravaha. Pravaha means craft. You want to cross the ocean and you are using a craft. Frail craft. Is it possible to cross? Is it possible to cross samsara? It is not possible. Therefore, he calls it as frail. Because what are you trying? You are using the frail craft to cross the ocean of samsara. Therefore, he calls it as frail. They who acclaim this as the highest good are you call them good, but you don't call them highest. For the highest good, the Shreyas is only to moksha. Shreyas comes only from moksha. Rest of it are good, but not ultimately. Okay, what is the relative goodness of karma? First benefit of karma is it takes care of dukkha, sorrow. Karma eliminates dukkha. Karma eliminates sorrow. How does it eliminate sorrow? What is karma? Ekya karma. Ekya karma means, remember the concentric circles. Panchamaha yajna, the concentric circles. When you are doing all this, which is what karma is, what will be the effect of it? Sorrow. Okay. Removal of sorrow. From the angle of removal. Now what you get, something gets removed. Dukkha gets removed. What do you get? Don't linguistically say come. It means we are not following up. Again, supposing sorrow goes, something comes in. Now immediately what will you answer? Linguistic opposites. Because we know how to think only in linguistic. It means we are not yet grasped to the point. Now dukkha goes, what comes in? Clarity comes. Viveka comes. Sorrow goes is a negative sign. Sorrow goes is a negative sign. What is the positive sign? Viveka comes. What is the indicator that you have Viveka? Vairagya. The other side of Viveka is Vairagya. So, sorrow goes, don't say happiness comes, peace comes. What should come or what will come? Viveka comes. Viveka. The indication of Viveka is Vairagya. Two sides to the same coin. Passion, dispassion, no passion. That's why the English word is dispassion. Dispassion means removal of, the passion is removed. Therefore, it is called dispassion. Passion means what? The vega. The vega of raga-dvesha. That is passion. Vega of raga-dvesha is passion. Dispassion means the removal of the vega. It means the removal of raga and dvesha. It means what? We have reached a level of maturity. That maturity is what we call as sannyasa. That sannyasa state, Mundaka starts. The sannyasa state is the starting point of the Mundaka, as in the para as in the Paravidya. 18-fold. What is this 18-fold ritual? There is no 18-fold ritual. It means 16 priests and 2 people. Go on with this. 16 priests and 2. Now, who are the 16? Purva Veda, from Rig Veda you need 4, Yajur Veda you need 4, or from every Veda you need 4. 16 rituals. 16 rituals. 16 people are needed. 16 people are needed. You have to take care of 16 units. So they ask for too much of fees they will ask. Why can't they reduce it to 3? One person itself is 2 months. Who's the 2? The Yajna and the Yajaman and the wife. The Yajna, the Karta and the Yajna Patni, which is the husband and the wife. The man who does the ritual and the wife who oversees the ritual. Again, the man who does the ritual, the husband, and the wife who oversees the ritual. That is why you cannot perform, you don't have the technique, you don't have the right to perform yajna without the wife. So, one of the great saying in the 15th century, whatever you follow, yes, okay, 100 those names with I'm saying they are all great people. That his wife passed away. He started crying. Who can I do yajna karma henceforth? Because now that you are not there, I can't perform yajna anymore. In Ramayana, Rama couldn't do yajna at all. After Sita goes to the forest, Rama couldn't do yajna. Therefore, he was always sitting in one corner when others were doing yajna. In Tulsi Ramayana, Tulsidas couldn't handle Rama, can't do yajna. Therefore, what Tulsi did? He made a golden image of Sita. So, whenever Rama will do yajna, the golden image of Sita will be next to do. So, the yajna is very, very important. Here comes a very unique rule. Here comes a very unique rule of Ashrama Dharma. Not understanding all this Dharma, no fault of anybody because it's not taught. And all that is taught is the other influences. Therefore, the woman here has a problem. But why are we not considered? Okay, I have to study. What is the study? When we should have a male liberation movement. To study Veda, we need male liberation movement, not women liberation movement. Because Vedas is saying that if when the ritual is done rightly, that's why she oversees. When she oversees, the ritual is done rightly, the punya gets shared with 50. The husband gets 50% of the punya, the wife gets 50% of the punya. Makes sense. It's a clean partnership. Up to this point, partnership is clean. Now comes the twist. When he makes an omission in the yajna, all the papa goes to him. Unfair. That way I always think, where woman is not treated, why woman is not treated well. Answer. When you go get a question, we answer. No. Okay. If the wife commits any commission or omission, what happens then? 50% goes to man. We are always in a position of having 200%, and they are always in a position, they are always minus 200, they are always plus 150. What kind of logic is this? Why? Because the infrastructure, who provides the infrastructure gets the one who provides the infrastructure gets the better advantage is the law of karma. Correct? One who gives infrastructure gets the better. Why? He provides infrastructure, home, the ghee is prepared, the naivedya, everything is prepared. It takes 4 days of preparation to do the yajna karma, and this man will come straight, do 20 minutes. That also he is looking at the watch, nothing is happening, and then he is looking at the place and saying, fan it, smoke is hitting my face. All the karma will come to the husband, and all the benefit, all the bad karma will come to the husband, and all the benefit goes to the unfair. Anyway, that's Vedas. That is how Vedas treat. Why? Because subtlety of karma and the subtlety of karma as in quality as well as quantity. The subtlety as in quality, the subtlety as in quantity. Therefore, the benefit is all this. Why I gave all these stories to explain what is this 18-fold ritual. It's not 18 types of ritual. In every ritual, 18 people are necessary, minimum. And then you can go. How will you go? 16 will become 32. 32 can become 64. 64 can become 108. And when it goes into higher and higher and higher numbers, you are called Mahashala. You are called Mahashala, and Shaunaka is that Mahashala. That Shaunaka who is a Mahashala, he is saying it is frail drafts. So it is frail drafts applicable only to whom? Shaunaka. Or Shaunaka types. Or the one who has not done anything. Ninda is not, the Ninda portion of Paravidya is not applicable to those who have not. It is not applicable, then why teach? It is not applicable, then why teach? At the level of teaching, everything has to be given to the student. Because the teacher is not going to be there all the time. The knowledge is what is going to be with the student. Therefore, in teaching, everything will be taught, and when it is taught so rightly. This is the binary method. Therefore, understand the binary method in this way. This is applicable here. This is not applicable here. All the clarity comes. Frail drafts. Why he calls this frail drafts? It is frail drafts because you are trying to cross the ocean of samsara using a frail draft means a log. The log of wood which they used to cross from one bank to the from one bank of the river, you can go to the other bank. Only if the river is small. Rajmundri Godavari, you can't cross with the raft. No, you will be break off. In Patna Ganges, you cannot. Patna Ganges, you cannot cross. Haridwar, you can cross with the raft. In Patna, you cannot cross because she's 3 miles. The width of her is 3 miles there. You can't swim from one end of one bank of the river to the other bank. Imagine you are using that raft to cross the ocean of samsara. What will happen? What will happen? You will be drowned. Those people who are drowned is called why they didn't understand the teaching method rightly. They got hold of one and they got stuck to one. That's the frail craft. Alright. Steeped in ignorance, believing themselves to be wise and learned, fools stray away, suffering again and again. Indeed, as the blind led by the blind. Kathopanishad talks about it, Brihadaranyaka talks about it, Mundaka talks about it. Almost all Upanishads repeats this one. One of the very famous mantra of the Upanishads. The metaphor, blind leading the blind. Blind means one who doesn't understand the teaching methodology. One who doesn't know where to position what. In teaching, it is very important to know where to position the zero. Before one or after. You should know where to position it. If you know where to position it, then it is beneficial. Remember, when we talk about teaching, we are not talking about teaching in a classroom. We started today's discussion by saying Vedanta is teaching about you. It means all the teaching I do to myself. Whenever we say teaching methodology, don't misunderstand it as it is a classroom method. It's not a classroom technique. It's a technique that you have to use for. Because who's teaching you? Who's teaching you? You have to teach yourself manana. When you teach yourself, which is manana, you should know how to teach yourself. Therefore, remember, whenever we talk about teaching methodology, again another thing that we have to understand is, who is your teacher? You are your teacher. You are your teacher. You are the teacher. To whom? To yourself. Because you are the teacher to yourself, you should know how to teach to yourself rightly. Supposing, if you know how to teach to yourself rightly, you can teach others rightly. If you don't know how to teach to you, if you teach yourself wrongly, what will you do? You teach others wrongly. Blind leading the blind. The difference between the fool and an ignorant. There is a difference between the fool and then there is a difference between ignorant and ignorant person and a foolish person are not the same. What is the difference? Fool is one who thinks he knows when he actually doesn't know. Josh believes. Remember the quotation. Ignorant is one who doesn't, who says, I don't. So fool is one who is not aware of one's own ignorance. Who's the fool? The fool means one who is not aware of one's own ignorance. If you are not aware of your own ignorance, anybody telling you from outside you are ignorant, you will only want to, your ego will want to defend itself. Your ego will want to defend itself by saying, no, I think you didn't understand. Then both will say, you didn't understand. What conversation is going on here? Steeped in ignorance, very beautiful mantra. And many contexts, we have discussed this mantra in detail. When I say this mantra, this concept. Time leading the suffering again and again. They suffer. What is it they suffer from? First suffering, insecurity. What will happen to me? Suffering means wise person suffering. What is suffering? First suffering. What? Insecurity. What is insecurity? What will happen to me? Or what will happen to those who are mine? What will happen to me and what will happen to those who I call as mine? Whatsoever happens to the rest of it, you pass. He's reading. Reading news. Massive earthquake. 3,000 dead. 500,000 injured. Whole town rendered homeless. Screams because less sugar in the 30 years you are living with me and you don't know how to make proper suffering again and again. But this person thinks that he is so compassionate. What makes a person think that he is so compassionate? Because all that he said is what? In the modern day language, as long as one WhatsApp forward is done, my compassion is as cool any forwarded message, not forwarded now. Because simply they will not even read, simply press that button and go, and that person is thinking what he has done great that will go strike. Steep in ignorance, Ayam Dira Pandidam Niyamanaka. Andena Eva Niyamanaha Yata Andaha. Andena Eva Niyamana Yata Andaha. Blind reading the blind. Same example is found in the Bible. He quotes this. Blind leading the wise one sees and so helpless. And if you are not objective, the wise person will be the most agitated person. And what wisdom comes with objectivity, that person can sleep peacefully. Otherwise, he sees and then no way that it can be told. And even if you say, but sir, yes, but sir, what do you know? What is the indication of suffering? Insecurity. Second indication is what? Second indication of suffering is indulgence. Indulgence is an indication of suffering. We don't understand. When a person is indulging, we feel so compassionate to the person because that person is going through a suffering, not knowing what to do, that person is indulgent. You know that? But we don't know how to make these connections. First indication of suffering is insecurity, fear. What will happen to me? What will happen to those who are mine and who are mine? Second indication of suffering, indulgence. Indulgence is an indication of suffering. Third indication of suffering, hoarding is the indication of suffering. A person who is suffering will want to hoard because looking at that satisfaction. Oh, I have so many things. Now I am safe. I have so now I am safe. So things are really. There's a person who used to come and help us for the cleaning the house and all. One day she came and said, for the next 2 weeks I can't come. Correct? 2 weeks I cannot come because there's a death that has happened in the family. Therefore, rituals and all that will happen. So therefore, we can't, because that's the time we can't come. I said, okay, what to do now? Let me have to do. Then after the whole, after the 2 weeks, she came and we use your drain piece. And we use your drain piece. Because the whole house will be dipped in water. And everything will be washed. Even today. That's why quickly there is a death, what we will do? Don't go and touch anything. Because 11th day we want to wash everything. No? To avoid washing, they say don't. Whether you touch or don't touch, it has to be washed. Wash off the memories. The person is gone, the whole lot has to be washed off. 13th day, full stop. No memory of that person. Life came 65 saris. 65 saris she is trying. And she is earning how much at that time? 1,500 rupees. 1,500 rupees in dollars, how much? $20 is her monthly income. Cash. $20 is her monthly prepaid. Exploited. Exploiting. $20 monthly. Why? That much of hoarding makes her feel she is also rich. It's an indication of suffering. It's an indication of that much of hoarding, looking at it, makes her feel that she is also, if somebody feels rich looking at the bank balance, if somebody feels rich looking at the properties, if somebody she feels rich by looking at the Paris. Go and do nothing. Endlessly produce children, and all the children will look like their parents. Problem suffering. That's why we talk about suffering so much, because all the expressions you can connect it to the basic root of suffering. That's what he says. Stray away suffering again and again. Sanganya. Again they keep. These symptoms are the indicators of suffering. It doesn't really matter how much you have known the scriptures. How much you have known the scriptures is of no consequence. If you are suffering from any of these things, go back. Go back. Where should you go back? Start with Agnihotra. Where should you go back? Go back to the first mantra of Paravidya, Agnihotra. Agnihotra means Nitya Naimitya Karma, Panchamaha, Yajna, all that. Go back to that. Go back to that and come mature here. Fools stray away suffering again and again indeed as the blind led by remaining grievously in ignorance, the childish belief we have gained the purpose of life. Since those who are attached to action lack proper understanding, thereby become afflicted with sorrow, having descended after exhausting their heavenly state, Shina Loke. Because Shine Nye. They come back. Shina means gradually you lose. This is what we said the other day also. Every day spent in the heaven, you are losing. Every day spent in the heaven, you are losing it. You are not going to be. The day is not going to get added. The day is going to get reduced. That's what we should understand. Karma pala doesn't add. The karma pala reduces. When karma pala reduces, where you will come back to? Come back to this loka. What is this loka? What is this loka? In loka, where you can go to naraka, or a loka where you can attain moksha. That's why this lokam is given a extraordinary value. Not even Brahma loka. Why? Because in this loka alone, you have a possibility of going further and further to naraka, or going above and above. Okay, there are 14 lokas, no? Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka, Maharloka. That's what we are chanting. Swaha. All that is the lokas. The sun will take you there. That's the right path. If not, the ulta path. Akala, Vidala, Sugala, Rasakala, Alatala, Atala. Grades of naraka. The grades of naraka. Just as in grades of heaven, logically there has to be grades of naraka also, no? And they describe the grades of naraka. What are the, how you will be treated. How you will be treated. With all that, be scared and even get into, oh, that's all superstitions. They are all modern scientific people. We don't believe in all these things. That's all highly superstitious. Since we are all very wise, we will live in frustration and agitation. We are very wise, but live in very frustration and agitation. It goes into the deeper and deeper and deeper focus. Therefore, he says, remaining diversely in ignorance, childish. The Mudaha here becomes Mudaha of the previous mantra has become childish. Childish na? Don't be childish na. Don't be immature. Don't be adamant. Don't be a child. Don't be stupid. It means, be a child means when Paravidya portion of Upanishad comes, we get a chance to bend up. And we make full use of Alaha. Why children? Have you ever seen children? They all pretend very wise. They pretend they are very wise. They talk, they are very wise. And how do you understand that? I know what I mean. And when the child says, I know what I am doing, you understand what the child doesn't know. And you can't do anything about it also. Usually, very personal ignorance, that childish belief. We have gained the purpose of life. Since those who are attached to action lack proper understanding, thereby turn afflicted with sorrow, having descended after exhausting their heavenly. The 4 mantras is the same ninda. That's why we are doing it fast. We don't want to do the ninda in. We don't want to do the criticism in God. Mantra 10. Same God. Gross and fools, believing sacrificial rites and charitable deeds to be supreme, do not know what is better. They, having enjoyed in the heights of heaven through good deeds, enter this world or an inferior one. Can we go back, sir? Can we go back? Upanishad says, yes. You can go back now. Where? Go back where? Be a mosquito, be a cockroach. Where do you want to go back there? Because of fools believing sacrificial rites and charitable deeds to be supreme, do not know what is Ishta Ukam. Again, all technical words. Again, all these are these are all the technical. Ishta and they consider this to be supreme. Why they consider to be supreme? Because they believe doing this itself will give moksha. Say no. Doing this will gain Chitta-Shuddhi, and through Chitta-Shuddhi, Jnana Vairagya, then moksha. Because they are believing sacrificial rites and charitable deeds to be supreme, do not know what is better. If you take this ninda out of context, we will go around telling everybody all this is useless. If you take the ninda out of context, we will go back thinking what all these are useless, charitable deeds are useless, sacrificial yajna is useless because the ninda is taken out of context. Now the ninda is applicable, again I am repeating, this ninda is applicable not to the general masses. This ninda is applicable only to Shaunaka and Shaunaka time. Don't forget the context. If you forget the context, knowledge is misunderstood. That is called adhikari. One of the important aspects of learning is you need to keep the focus. What is the focus? Adhikaritvam. Who is a colossal fool? Shaunaka is a colossal fool. Shaunaka is a colossal fool. Why? Having come to this point, instead of going up, you are going to enjoy heaven and go back. Go back where? Enter this world or where? It's a reference. It's a very indirect reference to reincarnation where it's not a guarantee that human birth will be the next one. It's not a guarantee. That's why the Vedas scream on top of their voice. Antunam narajanma durlabam, antunam narajanma durlabam. In what are you wasting it? And we say it's okay. You relax, sir. Why are you getting so excited? We are not that excited. Why are you getting so excited? The Vedas says, Antunam narajanma by birth, we never know when we will get another human birth. Even if we get another human birth, we will not know whether the senses and all will be alright, mind will be alright, intellect will be alright. Even if all this is alright, Shastra Anugraha, even Shastra Anugraha is there. I can do the Shastra Anugraha in the university and get a PhD degree also. But then the Guru will not come. Having gotten the Guru, did everything, Maka, Lawson, not everybody who do those rituals are fools. Remember that. That's the Ninda misunderstood. Are you able to understand the logic and fallacy? All those who do the rituals are not fools. Those Shaunaka types who are refusing to, the Shaunaka type who are refusing to go above. In order to go above, you should hit the peak now. Then only you can go above. Therefore, who is called as colossal fool here? Shaunaka and Shaunaka types. Enter this word or an inferior one. This is called the path of the moon. Technically, this is called the path of the moon. The next mantra, 11, is going to talk about the path of the sun. Mantra 11. Verily, those who reside in the forest, practicing tapas, austerity and shraddha, consistent faith, who are peaceful, learned, and living on alms, they, purged of impurities, pass through the path of sun, where indeed that immortal, imperishable being is. This is the path of moon, this is the path of the moon, and this is the path of the sun. Pariksha Lokan means examining the path of the moon, examining the path of the sun, etc. All that we will read in the Pariksha. So now this is the path of the having studied the path of the moon, now we are studying path of the sun. What is path of the sun? What is the difference between moon and the sun? Moon has Shine. Moon has Shinam. How do you say moon has Shinam? Waxing, waning. So where there is fluctuations is called path of the moon. Comparatively, sun doesn't go through. Therefore, it is path of the sun. It's all poetic and symbolic. It's all poetic and symbolic language of the Vedas. A few things he does, and one or two mistakes also he does. What are the few good things he does? First good thing he does is what? Okay. What is the first thing? Residing in the forest. Kamapunda. A person go straight away. Yeah. That's where we know we are not teaching ourselves properly. There no. You see there. Verily, what is the first thing? Those who reside in the forest. Anaprastha ashrama has started. Maturity has come in. Detachment has come. Upanishad gives clue, but we don't see it. All the words that we have memorized is what attracts our attention. We should read what is in the So what is it? Verily those who first residing in the forest. Residing in the forest, not for a picnic. I like to be in nature, sir. You don't go there because of you want to be in nature, go and build one resort and disturb the nature. No, you go to forest. Intent is there. What? Practicing austerity. Forest itself is austere. I don't know what austerity you are going to practice in the okay. How do you say forest itself is tapas? How do you say that? Please here. Lunch temple that here. But the announcement is also made. We know no austerity at all here. Forest itself means austerity, and yet there is extra word he is using. Practicing. What is this tapas means? What is the tapas? When we come to the forest, the mind still goes back. The rasa is still there. The lingering thoughts are still there. The mind still goes back. What is going back? What is going back? Oh, the children got to time and went to school. Mind will go back. Mind will want to go back, but you make an effort to remind yourself of the purpose. That is called tapas. Effort that you make to remind yourself of the purpose of you being in the forest is called Shraddha. Shraddha is few words of Vedanta. Maya, one word Maya, so Maya, Vidya, so. Similarly, this word Shraddha. A faith that is there only for 30 minutes in a day is not faith. Shraddha means there is Shraddha. If not, I make an effort to develop Shraddha. Consistent faith. That's how we Shraddha means faith which doesn't waver at all. Wavering faith is not faith at all in the first place. Something was beneficial to you, you are there. That's all. The faith is wavering, it means you never had faith in the beginning. Something was favorable to you, you will be there. Just as love wavering. Is there a thing called wavering, fluctuating love? If it is fluctuating means it's not love. But then why it appears to be love? You scratch my back, I scratch your back. That's all. On earth, known. On earth, unknown are found to warm the turtle's nest. Are found to warm the turtle's nest. Just temporarily there. That's all. Once it gets heated up, a turtle's nest means what? Be there, and once it gets heated up, leave. Are found only to warm the turtle's nest. Similarly, that is, what is the warmth of the turtle nest? The turtle will go and sit and give some warmth. For how long? Time will come where it will go into heated arguments. Who are these two? Obviously, they will be Shanta. They will be in Shanta. Learned. Those people are not understanding. Those who go to the Anaprastha stage are not ignorant. Vidvamsaha means the ability to. Who is a Vidwan? Learn, remember, recollect, reproduce. Vidwan. Teach also. It is Vidwan. And that person of the Shaunaka level who has had everything, now he is following a different life record. Vaikshya Charya. Imagine Shaunaka, who has a Mahashala, doing a life of Vaikshesanyam, meaning living on alms. They purged of impurities. Saha, they pass through the Surya Dwara. Through the Dwara means the path, the gate. Dwara means the gate. Through the path of the sun, where indeed the immortal, imperishable being is. The mistake they made is what? What is the mistake they made? All the good things they did. What is the mistake they did? Mistake is they got so carried away in unselfish activities and created some punya karma. Because of the punya karma they created and also did everything, a combination of that will take them to Surya Dwara, the path of the sun, be in Brahmaloka for a while. The difference between path of the sun and path of the moon. Now, path of the moon, you come back. In path of the sun, from there you go. So there are three worlds. What are the three worlds now? One is straight Naraka. Another is Swarga and coming back. The third one is Brahmaloka. These are the three lokas that action will give you. This is the law of karma. The law of karma says action will give you these three lokas. After this, we take a break. We meet again at 11:30. We meet again at 1:30.